All right. Ready?
Ready.
You need to spark up your doobie. All right. What's up, man?
What up,
How's it going?
Jimmy? Uncle Jimmy.
All right. So, first question is why did you choose the artist name you did?
Why did I choose the artist name I
And
chose?
actually, let's get you to introduce yourself first, and then we'll ask that question.
Okay. So I'm Eric E. Bitten Glass. Um, what do you want me to? What more do you want me to introduce?
However much you want, man. That's perfect. So, we'll just go right into the one I just asked of why did you choose Ebit and Glass as your name?
I didn't really. I don't know. I don't really think I thought about it too much. Obviously, E comes from Eric, and then Bitten comes from Bittencourt, my middle name. So I just merged the two and chose E. Bitten,
Okay. Love
and
it.
we went with that one.
What's the first thing you made in Glass?
First thing I made, uh, I did a class with Fresh Pyrex out in Massachusetts, and it was either like a leaf pendant or and a one hitter, I think is what we did for the first class.
Okay. Do you still have either of them?
I do somewhere, 100%. They're somewhere
Yeah.
put away.
So you just kind of talked about it, but how did you get started in glass?
I got started. I was selling some bud for a homie. His older brother knew a dude who owned a smoke shop pizza out in Massachusetts. I think they were out near oh man, I can't even remember the name of the town. But I went out to the smoke shop. They were gonna have a demo. Homie was like, "Yo, you should pull up." So I pulled up. I got out of the car, and I didn't really like think much of it. I just kind of was like, "Oh, some dude's gonna blow glass, whatever." Got out of the car and just immediately like stopped and was like, "Whoa, what the fuck is that guy doing?" He had like a torch and was blowing glass and making this rig, and I had just thought it was like, I don't know. I don't even think I thought had ever thought about it. Like, how the fuck is this shit made? But maybe I just thought it was like a mold where you just like blew it in and the down stem's already in there and the ring seals in there and joints there and everything's all good. And it's like, after I saw him making it, I was just like, whoa, what the fuck? Shout out Fresh Pyrex Doug. Fucking. So I was just bugging the shit out of him. And eventually I was like, yo, dude, let me get some classes. He wasn't too eager on teaching someone how to blow glass, but I got through, got a class with him, and he just really hooked it up. He gave me a class, so I really wanted to do it, helped me out with getting a torch, a kiln, and a spot for me to blow glass, not with him. Because he was like, dude, if you're going to stay in here, you're going to ask me a bunch of questions and you're not going to learn as fast. Not that I'm going to be annoyed with you asking me a bunch of questions, but you're just not going to learn. You need to just fuck with it for a little bit until you get like a basic grounding, and then there'll be people around you to teach you to. And he got me a shop, and that was the beginning.
Yeah,
That was the beginning.
great man. Were there big influences when you started? When you started?
When I started, when I started Guru Glass, he was doing those out in, he's from Florida. He was doing those, uh, they were like caps. I think there were solid caps with sculptures on top of them. Do you remember those?
Mm-hmm.
So he was doing a lot of those. So when I started, that's what I saw. And I was like, oh shit, I want to do sculptures and I want to do this. I didn't really like think too much about the carb cap. I was just like, I want to make some sculpture. So he was definitely someone I was like looking at his glass and was like, okay, okay, like I want to strive towards that. Fresh, Pyrex, 100%. Like he does line work, he does fillas, he can sculpt, he can do milli, he can do so much, dude. And he started blowing glass with J Red out in, I can't remember if it was J Red's aunt, I think it was Fresh's aunt's backyard or something, like an ant infested shed. And so I was always turned super onto J Red's work. And out in Massachusetts, there was a good amount of people, but there weren't like that many people out there. Dominique, she used to go by, I forget what she used to go by, but nowadays it's Phoenix Fire Art, and it's not the, is it Phoenix Fire Art now? I think it's Phoenix Fire Art. She does like sculptures and all this crazy fucking work. And she was just super cool. She let me come over and watch her work. She even one time came to the shop and did a dragon head pendant demo for me. And then I was like, she's like, all right, now you try it. And I was like, well, am I like supposed to try to make the same thing? Or like, should I put my own flair to it? Like, I don't want to copy you, you know?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh no, like, you're keeping the pendant. The pendant's yours. Like, I just want you to try it, like, you know, so you can learn or whatever. And I was like, oh shit. So she was super fucking nice. She actually just got a lathe. Hopefully I'll be going out to Massachusetts to work on her lathe a little bit, teach her some stuff.
Love it, man. All right, let's go to the next one. Where'd you first sell your glass?
Man, I feel like I probably sold my glass on Instagram for the first time.
Yeah.
Just like a dabber, I think.
Okay. And was it like to a homie? Or was it a stranger?
Nah, I'm pretty sure. Dude, I don't remember the first person I sold it to right now, but it was either some random dude or it was like a homie's younger brother or something.
Yeah. Cool. Are there certain objects that you made at the start that you still make?
Not really. No.
Yeah, I feel like some people say like marbles and stuff, but like any of the sculpted things or anything like that? No?
Not really. I mean, the mushrooms kind of caught on a few years later. I guess that was still the kind of the beginning, like the first 3 years or so. So still kind of do the mushrooms. I'm still doing those, I guess.
Yeah. Great. Paint me a picture of what the scene looked like to you when you first started.
Man, it was crazy because there was like, so I wasn't like so financially well to like invest in all this shit. And so there was all these classes going on, like camp, want to make a heady, and all this fucking shit. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a few classes. Melt, that's where I met Maddie White, and that's where I came out to Oregon to work out here and shit. So there was really all this stuff kind of going on that isn't really going on so much right now. The economy's also down a little bit, which is, you know, waves to shit.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta learn how to ride them and coast. But I feel like there's not a lot more going on, but there was more events going on. And
You feel like people were focusing more on like dabbing, or was it flower? You know, was it like a dry pipe scene? Was it...
dabbing had like maybe been a thing. So I was actually not living here. I was living in Brazil, and I had come back to America when I was 17. So I feel like I was born in 98, so just a rough perspective. I was like, how old was I when I came back? 17 was what, that was 9 years ago? 2014? Something like that?
Yeah.
15, 13? I feel like dabs had been around for 3 or 4 years, maybe. Maybe longer to some people, but like to the most public, like probably like 3 or 4 years. So when I got back and I took a dab, I went to my homie's house. It was Christmas Eve. Pulled up to my homie. I had just gotten back from Brazil. I had been gone so I went when I was about like 10 or something, came back when I was 17, like officially stayed there when I was 10. So I lived there for like 7 years. Hadn't seen this motherfucker for a long time. I come back, I pull up, I message him on Facebook. I'm like, yo, you at your cousin's house? He's like, no, I'm home. So I walk to his house, I knock on the door. His parents are like, what the fuck? And I just go up in his room and he's like, what the hell, dude? And he's like, we're going to smoke a dab. And he goes to give me a dab, and I'm like, bro, I gotta go home. Like, I don't know. Like, how fucked up is this shit gonna get me? I saw kids throwing up and shit, bro. Like, so it really like just started, but people were definitely making rigs. I didn't even fucking realize it though.
Yeah, it
Like, I
wasn't on
had
your
seen
radar.
motherships, stuff like that. You know, it was like starting to lean into the rigs for sure. They had been leaning into the rigs for a while. I just didn't know about it like that, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it's great, man. What inspires your work the most right now?
Oh man, that is what I'm trying to figure out.
Great
Honestly,
answer.
that is what I'm trying to figure out. So I have a lot of big influences around me, um, like Cowboy, Tristan, Chunk. There's been a lot more people around the shop too, like Rossberg and Al's, Boro Creations. Um, just a lot of people with a lot of years under their belt. And I'm starting to realize when I go collab with someone, I don't have my own identity.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to find my inspiration and take that inspiration and lean it into making my own identity in glass. I had a conversation with Big Tom the other day, and he was like, "Bro, it's impossible that like there's not something you grew up with in Brazil that you can't take from there that no one's ever related to here, and he's just different." So I'm looking for that right now, and I'm going to take that and use
Yeah.
it as my inspiration to find my identity.
Part two, when we get you an interview again, maybe you'll have a different answer. That's what I
Hey,
love about
let's go.
this. What is your favorite thing to do outside of glass?
Ooh, man, so much. Uh, fuck, where do I even start? I love crystal mining. I love mining for any minerals. Always trying to get out there. Fucking, it's been a little bit trying to hold out and stay in the shop, but hopefully we got a good aquamarine trip coming up soon. Hitting the rivers, floating, anything by the water, traveling. I love to travel. I just came back from Brazil. I was there for like 3 months. I traveled there. I surfed. Fucking surfing's a new hobby of mine. I just got a board. I just got to make this kid a bong. We're gonna trade for a surfboard, and I just got to get a wetsuit. And yeah, I mean, fuck, dude, so much. And I take honestly all of that. Coming back to the last question you asked me, that's really where my inspiration comes from. Is just like stuff that I'm doing throughout my life. Like while I was out in Brazil, I surfed, and then I went to go visit a few homies again, and they were like, "Oh, what do we do now?" And I was like, "Let's make some surfer dudes." So like, there's a few collabs that are still coming out where I did my part. They just got to finish theirs, and like I went on a hike and we did this floral piece with all these different leaves and
Mm,
specific stuff where I'll just take that and lean that into my piece and take that as my inspiration.
yeah, it's great. What's your favorite thing to make right now?
Man,
And that could be today. That could be this hour. You know.
okay, okay. Man, so my favorite thing to make is sculptures,
Okay.
but I got to practice a lot more. And yeah, sculptures. I love fucking sculpting. I'm about to get ready to the DFOs today. I'm going to miss the first day because I have to work on my demo piece to show y'all something cool. But I wanted to do a 6 sculpture. My shop mates were like, bro, fuck that. You only got 3 hours. Stop trying to show off. Make something a little more dialed in, cooler, like a little bubbler or something like that. But yeah, so my favorite thing would be sculptures, but
Yep.
we just gotta dial them in a little bit more.
What do you hope the scene looks like in 10 years?
In 10 years. For me or for everybody?
However you want to answer it, man.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it'll all come back up again, 100%. Shit's good. You know what I mean? It's not that bad. It's just not what it was before, right now. People are feeling it. You know what I mean? Everyone's feeling it. And people like me who don't have a name and don't have an established clientele. You know, I might be a little slower right now, but things are still great. But in 10 years, I hope everyone that I'm coming up along with right now is, you know, doing better, and we're all doing better, and we're all working together and just making some dope pieces together and sharing some sick life experiences. I wish we could all share more life experiences outside of glass with each other a little bit more.
Yeah, great. I think you got the hair covering the mic. That's fine. Yep. Cool. Perfect. What do you feel more glass blowers should be paying attention to?
Themselves. I don't know. Just trying to stay positive and, you know, like you said, like what's your favorite thing could be your favorite thing you're gonna do today. Like focus on that and work towards that or whatever, you know, at least for me, where I'm at.
Yeah, great answer. All right, last one, man. What do you hope to accomplish in glass?
Ah, man, I hope to accomplish man, I have so much I want to accomplish. I want to make dope glass. I also want to come up with a bunch of homies. I want to uh, bring opportunity back to my homies. So, back in Brazil. So, I hope my time here can help me accumulate all that so I can bring that back and we can share that all. And hopefully, you guys can come out too and fucking have fun out there with us.
Love it, dude. All right, man. That's it. Thank you very much.